What would it feel like to save every single coin for months just to buy yourself 1 hour of freedom? Imagine planning something so carefully, so secretly, that not even your own mother knows about it. And then, right in the middle of your big adventure, imagine your happiness suddenly turning into your very first brush with something you never truly understood before. Death. That's exactly what happens to a little 8-year-old girl in today's story. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're stepping into one of the most touching chapters from your CBSE English textbook, Madam Rides the Bus. By the end of this story, you'll not only understand every important detail for your exams, but you'll also feel exactly what our little heroine felt on the most important day of her small life. So let's begin. In a quiet little village, there lived a girl named Valli. Everyone called her Valli for short. She was 8 years old, and unlike most children her age, she had no playmates on her street. So what did she do with all her free time? She stood at her front doorway, simply watching the world go by. Now you might think that sounds boring, but for Valli, it wasn't boring at all. Every single day, something magical would happen right in front of her eyes. A bus would pass by. This wasn't just any bus. It was the bus that traveled between her tiny village and the big town nearby. And it would pass her street twice a day, once going, once coming back. Each time it was filled with a completely new set of passengers, new faces, new stories. To Valli, this bus felt like a window into an entire world she had never seen. Slowly, watching this bus every single day, a small wish began growing inside her heart. At first it was tiny, barely noticeable, but day after day, it grew bigger and bigger until it became an overwhelming desire. Valli desperately wanted to ride that bus, even just once. Remember this part because it shows you something important about Valli's character. She wasn't the type of child who would simply ask her mother for permission and wait. No. Instead, she quietly began collecting information like a little detective. She listened carefully to conversations. She asked careful, discreet questions here and there. Slowly, piece by piece, she learned everything. The town was 6 miles away. The fare was 30 paise one way. The journey took 45 minutes. But here's the interesting part. To the grown-ups around her, 30 paise seemed like nothing at all. But to Valli, who barely ever held that much money, it felt like an entire fortune. So what did she do? She began saving, coin by coin, and this wasn't easy at all. Imagine standing at a village fair, watching other children enjoy the merry-go-round, having the money right there in your pocket, and still resisting the temptation because you have a bigger dream. That's exactly what Valli did. She resolutely stopped herself from spending on peppermints, toys, balloons, anything at all, until finally she had saved a total of 60 paise. Now here's where the real adventure begins. One fine spring afternoon, while her mother took her usual nap, Valli quietly slipped out of the house. The bus was just about to leave the village when suddenly a small voice rang out. "Stop the bus! Stop the bus!" A tiny hand shot up commandingly into the air. The conductor, surprised, stuck his head out and asked someone to hurry up. And there stood little Valli, boldly announcing, "It's me. I'm the one who has to get on." Can you imagine the conductor's face in that moment? He was completely amused. Here was this tiny 8-year-old girl, speaking with the confidence of a fully grown adult, insisting she didn't need any help getting onto the bus. The conductor, being a jolly, fun-loving man, decided to play along. He called her Madam and announced to the whole bus, "Make way for Madam." All the passengers turned to look at her, laughing. Valli, suddenly shy, quickly walked to an empty seat, trying to avoid everyone's eyes. But here's something you should remember for your exams. When an elderly man kindly told her to sit down because she was just a child, Valli got annoyed. She proudly declared, "There's nobody here who's a child. I've paid my 30 paise like everyone else." This single moment tells us so much about Valli. She was fiercely independent, and she wanted to be treated with the same respect as any other passenger. Now here's where the story becomes truly beautiful. As the bus rolled forward, Valli stood up on her seat, peering over the window blind, absolutely devouring every single sight with her eyes. Palm trees, green fields stretching endlessly, canals, distant blue mountains. To her, it was the most wonderful thing she had ever witnessed. But wait, something unexpected happened next. A young cow came running wildly right in front of the bus, tail high in the air, absolutely terrified by the driver's honking horn. Instead of being scared, Valli burst into laughter, laughing until tears filled her eyes. The conductor jokingly told her to save some laughter for tomorrow. Soon after, the bus reached the busy town. Bright shops, glittering displays, huge crowds, everything left Valli absolutely speechless with wonder. But here's something curious. When the bus stopped and every single passenger got off, Valli stayed seated. The conductor, confused, asked if she wanted to explore the town. And Valli's answer reveals something deeply important about her personality. She said she was too afraid to explore the town all alone. When the conductor pointed out that she wasn't afraid to ride the bus alone, she simply replied, "Nothing to be afraid of about that." This tells us something fascinating. Valli wasn't reckless. She knew exactly what she wanted and exactly where her limits were. She had planned only for the bus ride, nothing more, and she stuck firmly to her plan, even refusing the conductor's kind offer of a free cold drink. So the bus began its return journey, and this is where the story takes its most emotional turn. Valli was enjoying the same wonderful sights all over again, just as excited as before. But then suddenly her eyes fell upon something horrifying by the roadside. It was the same young cow, the one that had made her laugh so much earlier, except now it lay there dead, struck by some fast-moving vehicle, legs spread out awkwardly, a lifeless, fixed stare in its eyes, blood all around it. In that single moment, something shifted inside Valli. The same creature that had filled her with joy and laughter just hours ago now looked horrible, frightening, and utterly lifeless. This memory haunted her for the rest of the journey. She no longer wanted to look out the window. She sat completely still, glued to her seat, all the way until the bus finally reached her village. This moment is incredibly important for your exams, because this is really the heart of the entire story. Through this one small incident, Valli experiences her very first true understanding of death, the fragile, sudden, and permanent nature of life itself. But did this experience break her spirit? Not at all. When the bus finally stopped, Valli jumped down, thanked the conductor, and ran straight home, exactly as if nothing extraordinary had happened. When she reached home, her mother and aunt were deep in conversation, completely unaware that she had ever left the house. And then came a truly beautiful moment. Her mother, speaking about entirely different matters, casually said something like, "So many things happen in this world without our knowledge, and even when we know about something, we often can't fully understand it." Valli, quietly to herself, breathed out, "Oh yes." Her mother, confused, asked what she meant. Valli simply smiled and said she was just agreeing with what her mother had said about things happening without our knowledge. Isn't that just perfect? Her mother had no idea just how deeply true those words were for Valli that very day. Valli had lived through an entire secret adventure, one filled with joy, laughter, independence, and even her first true encounter with death, and nobody around her would ever fully understand what she had experienced. So what is this story really trying to teach us? At its heart, this is a story about the innocent curiosity of childhood, about independence, courage, and the quiet, personal way in which children discover life's biggest truths, often completely on their own, without any adult ever noticing. And that's the beautiful story of Madam Rides the Bus. I hope this explanation helped you understand the chapter in the easiest and most interesting way possible. If it did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your classmates and friends, because it might help them before their exams too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.